Hello students. Uh, this video is about theory of computation basics, and today this is my very first video of this topic, and today I'm going to cover only basics like what is automata and the general definition of automata. And then in our further videos, I'm going to discuss each and every topics with example, so that it will be helpful for you to crack your exams, engineering exams. Okay, so today I am going to discuss very basic about automata. What is automata? Finite automata, types of finite automata, and then we will discuss technical definition of it, examples of it, that we will see later on. Okay, so this theory of computation is computer science engineering fourth semester subject, if I'm not wrong. And though student find the subject very boring because it is a theoretical subject, but it is a very good subject for scoring. So if you understand the basics and the concept, you can score very well in your exams. So okay friends, let's start. So now, what is theory of computation? What is automata? It is all about automata. Fine. So automata, what is automata? Automata is nothing but it is a system, it is a program, it is a machine, we can say. Okay, so an automata is a system that takes information as an input, transform that information, transmit that information to the further states, and produces output without intervention of men. Okay, so definition itself clears so many things, that automata is a system that takes information as an input and transform it with the transformation functions, transmit it to the further states, and produces output without the man interference. Okay, so the example of it is photo printing machine, and we all know how photo printing machine works. Fine. So now I will tell you what is finite automata. Okay, so finite automata, these all are similar terms in TOC. Okay, so now what is finite automata? Finite automata is a mathematical model. It is similar, definition is also similar, okay, because this is same thing only. So finite automata is a mathematical model with discrete inputs, outputs, states, transmission functions, and transmission states. Okay, intermediate states, final states. So that comes under states, but for the given input symbol. Okay, so let me reconstruct it. So finite automata is a mathematical model. Why it is mathematical model? Because it contains mathematical functions like union function, concatenation function, so on. There are so many mathematical functions that help to create that program. Okay, so it is a mathematical function that works with the discrete inputs. Discrete inputs means different inputs. Okay, so it works with the discrete inputs, and it has transmission functions, it has transition states, and it has output as well, but only on the given input symbol. So now the question is, what is input symbol? So in TOC we represent input symbol with sigma. Okay, and the sigma is nothing but alphabet, we refer it alphabet. Input symbols are alphabet in TOC term. Okay, we represent it through sigma. So sigma is nothing but alphabet, and alphabet is nothing but the set of input symbols. Okay, set of symbols that we are going to input. Okay, so it might be anything, 0, 1, A, B, C, etc. So now this is your finite automata. Now we will see the representation of finite automata. So we can represent it through three forms: tabular form, modular form, and graphical form. Tabular is nothing but transition table. modular is nothing, mathematical is nothing but the transition functions, and graphical is nothing but the transition diagram. Okay, so we can represent it by three ways: transition table, transition function, and transition diagram. So in your exam, how question appears is, suppose transition table will be given, you have to draw transition diagram out of it. Suppose no transition table is given, no transition diagram is given, no transition function is given, but the condition is given, okay, that this is the condition and your input symbol should be like this. Okay, now you have to draw transition table and transition function. So like that, various combination are available for the questions. So that also we will discuss in our future videos. Okay, but currently we are not going into that part. So now we will see the categorization of finite automata. So finite automata are of two types. One is without output and another one is with output. Without output has again three types. One is DFA, that is deterministic finite automata, NDFA, non-deterministic finite automata, and third one is NDFA with epsilon moves, NDFA with null moves. Null moves means when no input is given. Okay, so like that, three types available: without output and finite automata with output. Okay, it has again two types available. One is Miller machine, another one is Moore machine. Okay, so now I would discuss finite automata without output. Okay, so here again one more question arises, like if it is without output, what is the use of it? So fine, what we do with finite automata, DFA and DFA, what we do with it, this actually used to check whether the given string is accepted or not. Okay, what does that mean, accepted or not, accepted or rejected? It means if starting from the initial state, if your input string is reaching to the final state, that means it is getting accepted. If it is not reaching to the final state, that means it is rejected. So DFA and DFA are used to check whether the given input string is accepted or not. Fine, so it does not produce any output. If it is accepted, fine. If it is not accepted, it will reject it. Fine. So that for that purpose, DFA we use. DFA is also used in compiler designing. So whatever we are reading, it is helpful somewhere in the compiler designing, lexical analysis. I guess you must have read about lexical analysis in your previous semesters or previous subject. So it is useful in that. So now I will tell you the basic definition of DFA. As I told you, I would not discuss any formal definition. I would only discuss a general definition so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, in my next video, I would definitely go into technical terms. So now, what is DFA? DFA is a deterministic finite automata that reads discrete inputs, each input one by one, and there is only one path available for the given input from the current state to the next state. Fine. So what I'm trying to say here is the DFA is where machine reads input string one symbol at a time and only one path for a specific input is available from the given state, from the current state to the next state. So that means only one path is available for the given input. For 0, one path. So for 1, another path. For 2, another path. It is not like that 0 is also going to the same path, 1 is also going to the same path. No multiple inputs can be given to the same path. Okay, so one input it reads at a time and only one path is available from current state to the next state. So this is a DFA. Also, the important thing is that DFA can have multiple final states. Okay, so DFA can have multiple final states. That means the chances of probability of acceptance of a string is increased here since we have multiple final states. Fine. So this is all about DFA. So in my next slide I will discuss the technical definition, so please stay tuned. Thank you.